I sat in my car. The engine hummed low. Snow tapped the windshield. My phone lit up on the seat. The first text came at 6:12 p.m. Don't come tomorrow. The second followed right after. No place for losers. I read them both again. The words stayed the same. That's when I realized something was very wrong. I've always been the one who kept the numbers straight. Worked construction supply for 15 years. Started my own distribution side in 2018, grew it slow and steady. Enough to cover my own place, my wife's part-time hours, and, without making noise about it, most of my brother's monthly bills. The mortgage on his 3-bedroom. The electric. The internet. Groceries when his hours got cut. It wasn't a loan with papers. It was just family. Transfer on the 1st, sometimes the 15th if things looked tight. He never said thank you. I never asked him to. That morning had started ordinary. Alarm at 5:45. Black coffee. Laptop open to the wholesale portal. 3 new orders from hardware stores up north. I answered emails, checked inventory, logged the fuel receipts. Same rhythm I've kept for years. Around 10 I glanced at the shared family calendar on my phone. Christmas Eve dinner at his house, like always. No changes marked. Then the texts landed. I didn't call him. I drove past the house instead, just after lunch. His truck was parked crooked in the driveway. Lights on in the kitchen. I saw his wife through the window, setting the table. 4 plates. Not 5. I kept driving. Didn't stop. My mother rang at 2:30. Her voice was the same soft tone she uses when she wants peace. He's stressed with work and the kids, she said. You know how tight money is for them. Let it blow over. Come by our place instead. I listened to her breathe between sentences. I told her I'd think about it. She sounded relieved and hung up. That evening I typed the reply with steady thumbs. Fine. Then pay your own bills from now on. I hit send and set the phone face down. He answered 20 minutes later. Whatever. We don't need you playing big shot. I didn't reply again. Small things kept stacking. Last month he'd asked for an extra $800, car repair, won't happen again. I sent it. 2 weeks before that, $300 for kids' school stuff. I sent it. Now I opened the banking app and scrolled back through the last 6 transfers. Every one went out within days of him posting new photos, new boots, new grill, new TV in the background. Nothing screamed loud. But the pattern sat there, quiet and clear. My wife noticed I was quieter at dinner. She asked once. I said it was a supplier issue. She let it drop and passed the salt. I kept the same schedule. Early bed. Early rise. But every spare minute I checked the app again. Refreshed the statements. Noted the dates. Watched the little green check marks that said the mortgage autopay had cleared, because I set that one up years ago in my name, linked to my account. I didn't yell. Didn't drive over. Didn't even tell my mother the full text. So I stopped reacting. And I started watching. The next few days passed in the same quiet rhythm. I went to work. Answered emails. Ate dinner with my wife and told her things were busy at the warehouse. She didn't push. I didn't offer more. On December 23rd, my phone buzzed. It was my cousin Mike. We don't talk every week, but he's always been direct. His message read, I hate sending this, but you need to see it. 4 screenshots followed. It was a WhatsApp group named Family Christmas Planning. My number had never been added. My brother's first message, from 3 weeks back. Got the house to ourselves this year. Told the loser not to show up. No place for his attitude at our table. His wife replied with laughing emojis. Finally. I'm tired of pretending we like having him around. The kids barely know him. Brother again. He thinks sending money makes him some kind of king. Paid the mortgage like clockwork again. We'll have a nice Christmas on his dime, and then slowly ease him out after New Year. Can't keep this charity going forever. Then a photo of them at the mall, bags from expensive stores, time-stamped the day after I sent the last $800. Another message. If he cuts us off, we'll just tell Mom he's being selfish again. She always believes me anyway. Mike added. I was added by mistake. They removed me yesterday. Thought you should know before the holiday. I read every line slowly. Saved the images. Took fresh screenshots showing dates, times, and participant numbers. Put everything in a new folder on my desktop and backed it up immediately. That night I pulled every bank record from the past 2 years. $14,700 in transfers. Some labeled help with mortgage, others just for the kids. Never a single repayment. Never even a thank you text most months. I logged into the mortgage portal. The loan was still in both names, because I had co-signed when his credit was shot. Every single payment for 31 months had come out of my account. I downloaded the full history, the statements, and sent a formal request to the lender for an official record. I also checked the utilities I had set up for them. Someone had tried to change the email on the electric bill 2 days earlier. The change failed because of the security questions only I knew the answers to. The picture was complete now. Clean. Undeniable. I didn't call my brother. Didn't text my mother. Didn't say a word to anyone. Instead I organized everything. Payment timelines matched against his social media posts, showing new tires, new furniture, new clothes for the kids. I copied the files to 2 external drives, and 1 private cloud account I alone controlled. My wife walked past the office door once. Saw the papers and the spreadsheets. Asked if I was okay. I told her I was just sorting some old accounts. She nodded and left me to it. I wasn't angry in the way people expect. It was quieter than that. Sharper. I knew exactly what they had done. I knew they thought I was still in the dark, still willing to keep paying just to keep the peace. I wasn't going to walk into Christmas dinner and explode. I wasn't going to cry, or yell, or make a scene in front of the children. Confronting them would have ruined everything. I spent Christmas Eve securing every piece of it. The bank statements. The WhatsApp screenshots. The mortgage portal exports. The utility logs. I zipped the folder, encrypted it, and uploaded copies to 3 separate cloud services, each with different passwords and recovery questions only I knew. I burned 2 USB drives and mailed one to my wife's sister in another state with instructions not to open it unless I called. The second went into the office safe. I printed the most damning 30 pages, notarized the stack at the UPS store before they closed, and locked the originals in a safety deposit box at my credit union. Nothing left to chance. Nothing they could delete or claim was photoshopped. At 11 a.m. I called the lawyer I'd used when I incorporated my supply business. His name wasn't important. What mattered was the calm way he listened while I walked him through the timeline. 23 minutes later he said, "You co-signed in good faith. They've treated it as a gift without documentation. We can file to sever your liability on the mortgage and demand reimbursement for the payments you've made. It's civil, not criminal, but the paper trail is clean. They won't like the numbers. I told him to start the paperwork. Quietly. No letters yet. Just get the file ready and notify the mortgage servicer that future payments from my account would stop as of January 1st. He confirmed the lender could freeze the autopay once they saw the supporting evidence. I wired his retainer from a separate account. By 2 p.m. the wheels were turning without a sound. My phone stayed quiet from their side. No apology. No come anyway. Instead, my mother left a voicemail at 3:17 that I let go to speaker. He's just upset, honey. We'll all be together soon. Don't make it worse. I saved it. I opened the family group chat I was still in. My brother had posted photos an hour earlier, tree lights glowing, kids in new pajamas, table set with the good dishes I'd bought them 2 Christmases ago. Caption: grateful for real family this year. His wife liked it. My aunt commented heart emojis. They were laughing in the kitchen right now. Probably joking about how the big shot was home alone like he deserved. Probably already dividing up the money they assumed would still arrive next month. I closed the laptop. Walked the dog. Ate dinner with my wife and answered her questions with short, honest answers. She knew enough now to nod and not press. At 9 p.m. I sat in the dark living room and watched the snow fall past the streetlight. The lawyer had texted once, documents with the servicer. They'll reach out to the primary borrower tomorrow morning for verification. Merry Christmas. I set my phone to silent. They were waking up tomorrow expecting presents, eggnog, and the usual quiet flow of my money keeping their lights on. They thought the silence from me meant I'd folded again. They thought the holiday would pass without consequence. They thought it was just another day. It wasn't. December 25th started still. I made coffee at 6:30, same as always. My wife and I exchanged quiet gifts and sat by our small tree. No rush. No drama. Around 10:15 my phone rang. It was my brother. I let it ring twice before picking up. His voice came sharp. The bank just called. They said the January payment isn't coming from your account. What the hell did you do? I answered evenly. I stopped it. I'm coming over in an hour. Bring Mom if she's there. Don't make this louder than it needs to be. He started to argue. I hung up. At 11:30, I pulled into his driveway with my lawyer, Richard, in the passenger seat. Richard carried a thin folder. I carried nothing. The Christmas lights were still on from the night before. Through the front window I could see my brother pacing, his wife standing with her arms crossed. They opened the door before I knocked. My mother was in the living room, looking confused. The kids had been sent to the basement with tablets. My brother started immediately. You think you can just cut us off like this? After everything? Richard spoke first, calm and professional. Actually, he can. I'm his attorney. We've already notified the mortgage servicer. As co-signer, your brother has withdrawn his financial support effective immediately. Here's the documentation. He handed over the folder. Inside were the notarized payment history, the WhatsApp screenshots, the bank transfers, everything. My brother flipped through the pages. His face went pale when he reached the group chat prints. That's not, someone faked that, he said, but his voice had already lost its edge. I spoke for the first time. Cousin Mike sent them to me by accident. Everything is time-stamped. The lender has copies too. They want confirmation from the primary borrower today about how the payments will continue without my account. His wife stepped forward. We have kids. You can't just. I already did, I said quietly. $14,700 over 2 years. Not gifts. Not loans that were repaid. I have the records. The lawyer has drafted a civil demand. You have 30 days to set up a repayment plan, or we file. My mother was reading over his shoulder now. She stopped at one message where he called me the loser. Her hand went to her mouth. She looked at him, then at me. I didn't need to say anything else. The room stayed quiet except for the low hum of the heater. No yelling. No tears from them yet, just the slow, heavy weight of being caught with no way to spin it. Richard explained the next steps clearly. The mortgage would now sit fully on their shoulders. Their credit was already thin. Missing even one payment would hurt. Social services or family court wouldn't look kindly if it affected the kids, but that was their problem now. I watched my brother's shoulders drop. The big house, the new things, the easy life on someone else's dime, it was ending in real time. His wife wouldn't meet my eyes. I didn't stay long. 15 minutes later Richard and I walked back to the car. My mother followed me outside. She touched my arm and whispered, I didn't know it had gotten this bad. I nodded once. That was enough. Driving home the roads were nearly empty. The snow had started again, soft and steady. I felt no rush of victory. Just the clean, heavy feeling of a door finally closed. That night, everything was quiet.